Hey there everyone, welcome back to True Damage Gaming. We have the Saproling list here yet again. We've made a few changes to the main board and the sideboard. I'll go through this quickly now and then we'll go into a best of three to see how things perform. We're still running the single of Fungal Infection. I'm really not too sure about this card. It doesn't have very many targets. It does run with the theme of the deck. We're going to keep it in for now, but we will see just how it performs. We may take it out in time. I've changed the Vraska's Contempt to a single of Assassin's Trophy to try that out. I just want to see how detrimental the ramping for the opponent is for us, given that we are quite an early game deck. It's nice to have a 2-drop removal that can destroy anything. However, it may help them speed up towards their later answers and mana 3, 4 and 5. So it might not be worth it in the end. Let's give it a try. I've also put in a single Ocarina Assassin. This is really just to give us a bit more reach. I have found that difficult with this deck so far. If they do manage to get a decent board state with some nice blockers against us, we can't really get through. We don't have very much evasion, if any at all. All we really have is Slimefoot or ramping up and running over the top of them. So Ocarina Assassin might help us push through those last points of damage. We'll find out. It isn't a Saproling or anything like that, which is unfortunate. But I'm going to try it out regardless. It is in our colours and everything, so it's worth a try, I think. Let's take a quick look at the sideboard here. It's mostly removal options. Got some cast downs and the like. What we're really worried about here is things that Vicious Offering can't destroy. So there's a lot of angels out there, which end up being too powerful. Really, it's mostly Demon Lord Belzaloc, and Doom Whisperer, which our Vicious Offering is not going to help us against. So Cast Down and Price of Fame respectively can deal with those. And then what we're really afraid of is removal decks with a lot of board wipes. So I've got a few things in here to try out. Vraska is nice just to drag the game out, gives us another win con. I mean, it's probably difficult to resolve that against a control deck, but we do have a lot of blockers if nothing else. And of course it does give us that card draw. Carnage Tyrant, Vinemare, really against control it's just about sticking a large creature and getting through with some damage. So we'll see how these work. Again, they're not Saprolings, so it does dilute our deck a little bit, but I do want to try them out. Similar with Twilight Prophet, great card if you're going late. If you can stick it on the board, it'll drain our opponent, give us some card draw, everything that we'd need against control. So let's jump into a best here and see how everything performs. Okay, here we are. Vivian versus Jace. I do like the avatars so far. They're really quite nice artwork. That is one thing that Magic does have a plethora of over games like Hearthstone or Gwent or anything. It has a really huge backlog of art. So here we are, 3 lands. Not ideal. I would like a Sapling Migration or a Llanowar Elves, but we do have the Sap Herd for turn 3. Song of the Freyalise is always extremely powerful, as you might have seen in my last video, so we will keep this. And let's find out what we're up against. Okay, Dimir. I've seen quite a lot of that lately. Let's go Woodland Cemetery. Obviously there's no point in playing the Song of the Freyalise just now. And the question is this more of a control list? A creature destruction list maybe? Okay, here we go. So we can get the Sapper out. Hopefully this and its accompanying Saproling can stay on the board. That'll give us access to some strong plays of Song of the Freyalise next turn. And we are also going to have 4 mana, so we can get into our double Spore Swarm here, which is nice. Notion Rain, okay. I really do like that card. Love the artwork and everything. A little slow though here against us and dealing some damage, so that does give us some space here to really get onto the board. We are a little bit worried about Ritual of Suit. He's about to hit his 4th land drop. He does have the double black already, but sometimes you just have to hedge your bets and go for it, So let's start with Song of the Freyalise. Still on 4 mana. Should we attack is what I'm thinking about here. Or should we just go with Sapling Migration, swing in, or do we wait and go with Spore Swarm? Really what we want to look at is the third Saga counter and having the best board state at that point to get in as much damage as possible, and also we want those +1/+1 counters on as many creatures as we can. So we played Sapling Migration this turn. The following turn we still have Spore Swarm. I think it makes little difference, to be honest. Let's go with this so we can get some damage in while he's tapped out. Game for 3, opponent's down to 15. Let's see what he does. Does he hit his 4th land drop? He does. Interesting, there's white in that actually, so it's against a 3-color deck here. Golden Demise. Well, look at that. -2, -2. Yes, that's actually very strong against us. Okay, so let's try and rebuild here. Well, there's no point in playing that right now. We'll just wait, give him the turn. I guess he was tapped out, so maybe it would have been beneficial for us to play Spore Swarm, but we can just see what he does here. Teferi, okay. Let's get our Spore Swarm out now while we can, before he untaps.
I know my responsibility. No time for a break.
Okay, so it's quite likely we're just going to kill Teferi here. There we go. Teferi's on 5. I see, so he's going to try and destroy one of them. That will do the trick. It will at least allow it to live for an additional turn. On the other hand, he is using a cast down on a Sapling token, so it's not too bad for us actually. Okay. This does give him that extra health, but there's no way we can leave Teferi sitting on 5 there.
No more games.
Now, we can summon the Frailes here. And just wait on another Spore Swarm, I would say. This will be a good game to test our anti-control options as well once we get into the sideboard. Okay. He's just floating the mana. I guess that makes sense. Let's try Spore Swarm, although I do suspect he probably does have a counter spell at this point by now. Since we're sabotage maybe. Yeah, there it is. Okay, Teferi is on 2 at the moment, so we should be able to kill that. I'm going to have to overkill it though in case he does have an additional cast down. We really want to get Teferi off the board as fast as possible to stop our opponent getting so much value. Okay, yeah, he's just letting it die. Okay, let's go Sapherd here, so we have the largest amount of creatures we can for our 3rd stage. I don't think there's any point saving Llanowar. You know, if he had a board wipe, he's going to have it anyway, and Llanowar really isn't going to help us recover that much. So let's just throw it out there, try and rush him down here in the first game, and then next game we can get some tools in against him. There goes our Slimefoot. Okay, so this might be good for us. I'm suspecting he doesn't have much to do against us here. If he does have a removal spell, he'll need to play it now. Unless it's a -2 spell perhaps. He is playing black after all. Yeah, it's going to price a fee on that. This is still actually a decent position for us to be in here. I think it's best just to go all out, so we'll attack with everything. I'm going to drop the slime foot regardless. He doesn't seem to have a board wipe, so let's go with that. And any further remove from here will at least allow us a bit of drain, unless it's a board wipe, of course. There we go, brilliant. So we take the first game. This is actually quite a difficult matchup for us. I imagine he does have a lot of removal, or board wipes I mean, in the sideboard. So let's take the opportunity here to get our Vine Mare and maybe our Carnage Tyrant in. Question is, what do we remove? In a way, it might be beneficial to remove these cards and try to go in early in order to kill him. We don't really have any targets for this, so that's coming out. In fact, most of our removal, early game removal at least, can come out. Let's get our Vine Mare in. Let's try Raska for the card draw. We almost ran out of gas there. Ocarina Assassin isn't going to be too useful here. Let's bring in a Vraska's Contempt or Price of Fame. I kind of want to try out Carnage Tyrant or the Twilight Prophet here. And what do we remove is the question. That does have the additional card draw for us, so I'm going to keep that in actually. As good as Dryad is, I might actually cut one of these. It's just so susceptible to removal. And as we saw, he has ample amounts of that. So we can take that out. I guess it's kind of similar with Twilight Prophet, but sure. Let's give it a try anyway. Really, we want to learn and see how our sideboard performs. We want to see what happens with those changes. Okay, this is a much better hand than last time actually, not as clunky. And we do have the Vine Mare as well. This is actually a very good hand, I think. Depending on the amount of disruption. Oh, our opponent has gone down to 4 cards. That's very unfortunate for him. Good for us in one way, but I actually would have liked him to have a better start there. We even have a 1-drop, amazing. We're in a really good spot here. Migration. There's the negate. Well, we still get in for 1, that's fine. I'm probably going to drop Vine Mare, if given the chance. We might have a counter spell. Let's risk it. Amazing, there we go. That's really good for us. Four mana. Actually would rather have 5 so I can play 2 things. So we'll just go with the Vine Mare here. Yeah, I mean our opponent's in a lot of trouble here. I think we have this game. We can go Song the Freylies into Slimefoot. Oh, I've spoken too soon. He's brought in a lot of negates against us. But he's down to 1 card. We have a Vine Mare on the board. We still play Slimefoot here. I do think that Carnage Tyrant is actually a little slow. Do we need to worry about Path to Exile here? We don't. Okay. In that case, let's just go in with everything. Okay. Teferi, too little, too late. Spore Swarm in response, show them that we have the game. There we are, that's a good game from our opponent. It's unfortunate he went down to so few cards there, but it did give me a bit of insight into how our sideboard is performing. I really like Vine Mare there. If you're able to stick it on the board, he's going to have a very hard time moving it, and it does have that even additional benefit of being able to get through black creatures. So definitely you want to add another one of those. Carnage Tyrant is really a huge beater, but I guess we can ramp towards it quite effectively with some of the Freyalies, so it might be worth additional testing at this point. But I definitely liked Weimar a lot. I'm going to add a second copy of that. And yeah, so that'll be that for this video. If you liked it, leave me a thumbs up there. It really helps. I'm only getting started out here. If you want to see more videos, go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment if you have anything to say. Alright, well, have a great day, everyone. See you later. Bye.